Final 2 frames. What a nail-biter.
It's really a shame that one of these teams is going to have to be eliminated after this, because we have seen some tremendous bowling here by all 4 bowlers. Again, this is the strike, Phil. It'll be an 8. 106 through 8. They're already over 400. Both teams over 400 already.
And that'll give the lead, or I should say lead, temporarily anyways, a 9-pin lead for Buxton and Deline. And to force them to get another mark, Reggie would have to get one. Well, what happened? This is the last frame. They usually get strikes. That close to one, though. And I'll tell you, that 4-pin looks mighty tiny down there. Ooh, when he went just pull it to the left.
Wow.
Gave it a good run. Well, he just kind of picked that last ball up and threw it. I would have took a little extra time. That's an important pin right there.
Yep. All right, 124 for a 429 for the team of Buxton and Deline. That means that Mazur and Clough need 128.
Well, he got a 5 fill. That means he's going to have to convert either this mark or have a mark in the 10th.
Not that one. Phil Clough may win the prize for coming to us from the longest distance. Warren, Mass, as Dan mentioned, way out in the western part of the state. Phil and his wife Diane have 3 children, Eric, Quentin, and Deanna. Phil works at designer Warren Pumps, does a lot of his bowling at the State Bowl in Springfield, and it all comes down to this last box.
Needs a mark.
How about that? Another 4-pin. Must convert this for the spare.
2 would be a tie. Spare 2 would be a tie. Spare 3 would be a win.
Comes down to
right
this.
on
He's
it.
right there.
He's right
Phil
on it.
Clough. Well, how about that for the strategy paying off, too?
That's right. He
for
was
the
the hot
team.
bowler.
That's right. Clough and Mazur electing to have Phil Clough start and finish this 3rd game. He needs 3 on it now to win.
And he's thinking, give me one of those 3, the head pin, and I'll take my chances. Uh-oh. Well,
he got it,
missed
though.
the head pin, but he got, whoops, make it a, to correct that. It's 7 on the spare, not 6. I'll correct that.
So it's going to be 434 to 429. How about that for a match? First week of the series here on Stars Strikes. First week. Oh, who knows what'll happen after this. We'll come back and talk to the bowlers in a minute.
What would you do if you were rich?
I'd quit my day job and become a full-time chicken. Watch.
Well, I hope you were here for the entire hour. That was some terrific bowling by these 2 teams. Our first week of this ladder series here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. We have 3 weeks still to come, so who knows what kind of scores we'll be seeing for those. But this one was a dandy. In case you missed that final score, we had a little problem with the computer there at the end, but 434 for Bob Mazur and Phil Clough, a 132 final game. And Bob Buxton and Reggie Deline with a 429 and still losing by 5. That is incredible. Let's have a big round of applause for, first of all, Bob Buxton and Reggie Deline. 5th place money just doesn't seem to be appropriate for you guys. You can split those amongst yourselves, splitting $150 for 5th place, and it just doesn't seem fair with a 429. You guys were really rolling. I don't know if that's ever happened, that you could throw a triple strike and a double strike in the same match and still not have enough.
They just kept coming back at us, and we were lucky to, to do as well as we did with the strikes at the end, and we stayed close, but fell through that last mark in the end, and that did it.
I got a feeling, Reggie, if you guys had bowled 10 strings against each other, it would have been the same thing. It would have been just a few pins at the end.
Oh, yeah, it would have been. But the only thing, if the triple strike was in the middle of the string,
right,
it would have been a higher score than,
right.
But Phil was throwing a good ball today.
That's right, and of course they made the change at the end to get Phil up there more often in the final string, and it turned out to pay off.
Yeah, they both came back with the marks when they had to, both of them.
Well, we congratulate both of you for getting here again, and we hope to see you again soon. Congratulations, terrific bowling.
Thanks a lot, sir.
All right, Bob Buxton and Reggie Deline, thanks very much. And wow, frustrating to throw a great score like that and just not have enough. But how about a round of applause also for our winners, Bob Mazur and Phil Clough. We'll bring them up, and of course, no checks for you guys yet, although you earned them, certainly. Why don't you guys turn around and face the camera here so we can get you both on. Congratulations. That was a terrific match.
Oh, it's great bowling, great bowling. I'm telling you, we put a little strategy move and let Phil start the last string because he seemed to be really on fire, and it paid off.
Let's talk about that strategy a little bit, Phil, because that's something we have discussed here on the program. But you're the first team, I believe, to use it to actually change the order going into that third game. But you must have felt comfortable today.
Yeah, it was Bob's suggestion, and I went along with it.
And then, obviously, going into the 10th, you knew exactly what you needed, right?
Yeah, I knew I needed a mark.
Little scary going after the single there with knowing that you got to have it.
Yeah, I just closed my eyes and threw the ball.
Well, again, congratulations. Terrific score for you guys. And I don't know if you heard while we were on the air, but Tom O'Brien and Glenn LeBlanc were the runners-up in that one-string roll-off, so they'll be your opponents next week. So we'll be looking for more of the same then. Congratulations to both of you guys. Terrific. Thanks very much. This applause is for you. And now let's take a look at our ladder so that we can bring you up to date on what's happening, and we'll give you again the information. Again, that one-string roll-off between Tom Martin and John Maffio on one side, and rather Owen Martin and John Maffio on one side, Tom O'Brien and Glenn LeBlanc on the other side, and Dan Murphy in, and you have the results.
Right. They bowled a terrific game. 101. 101. It was a tie. They bowled 2 extra frames, and team of Owen Martin and John Maffio won 20-19, although they did have a spare the last frame of the 2-box roll-up, but they didn't need to fill that spare, so they won by a pin.
All right, so that roll-off result was reflected in the ladder that you just saw, with the team of Martin and Maffio taking the number 2 spot. As for the team of Tom O'Brien and Glenn LeBlanc, they are the number 3-seeded team, and they will join us next week to be the opponents for Bob Mazur and Phil Clough, who have got to be feeling pretty good about things right now.
Well, they were here to watch Bob Mazur and Phil Clough roll that terrific score, both bowlers, both teams. So they know what they have to do next week.
All right, and we know what we have to do. We have to say goodbye. We hope you'll join us next Sunday at 12 noon. First for Candlepin Stars and Strikes, and then at 1 for Stars and Strikes doubles. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole TV50 Sports crew, Doug Brown, so long, everybody, from Park Place Lanes.
Munich, 1972. The world was shocked by the murder of 11 Israeli athletes. Prime Minister Meir vowed to track down each faceless terrorist and make sure justice was done. This is Kimberly Carson. Coming up next on Movie Watch, Stephen Bauer and Michael York play the leaders of Meir's hand-picked commando unit in the intense drama, Sword of Gideon. Join me for Movie Watch next.